Hello everyone, welcome to Talk Tottenham here with Tom. This is it's not gonna be an easy one tonight, guys. I'm bringing you the match reaction from this evening's defeat at home against Chelsea. It ended up 4-1 to Chelsea in the end. As I say, not going to be an easy one. This one, I don't think. That's not what we were expecting, was it? Going into this one, going into the game. I just turned the light there on my laptop, and it all started off so well. It all started off so well with Kulusevski scoring after 5 minutes, and you were just kind of thinking, it's going to be a rout. That's what I was thinking. If it was going to be 4-1, it would have been 4-1 to Tottenham. But it all changed. Even before, to be fair, even before the debacle with the Romero sending off and the penalty, Chelsea had sort of turned the screw a little bit and they were pushing. And, it's hard to say, but, it was probably a fair when they really, when they did get their penalty, because I think they'd already had a goal disallowed, hadn't they, for offside. We've got to talk about it, haven't we, guys? We've got to talk about the sending off for Romero tonight. It's just a bad challenge, isn't it? It's just a bad challenge. There's no other way you can dress it up. At first inspect, the thing is though, it's so difficult seeing these replays in slow motion, because a couple of the angles you look at it and you think, he's won the ball, and it's just his momentum that's gone in. But then I saw another couple of angles and it's like he's really sort of taken out the player as well as the ball. Fair enough, he won the ball, but that is pretty much extreme force. And it looked like studs were showing as well. So I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments. What did you think? I know you can say, can't you? 20 or 30 years ago that would have been a good challenge, and even when I started playing football, that wouldn't have been a problem. But maybe you got to hold your hands up and say fair enough. That's a bad challenge. That's a bad one. And then. We go down to 10 men. Obviously Palmer scores the penalty, and Vicario was so close to getting it. He got two hands on it. And then, obviously, we went in at half time, and we were probably fortunate, really I thought it was okay, let's get in at half time, 1-1. Maybe Ange can kind of sort us out a little bit, but, even before that, with Van de Ven, I think, really the result tonight is probably secondary, I would say, to the injury to Mickey Van de Ven, which looked really bad. It looked really, really bad. And also the injury to Maddison, that coupled with the red card to Romero, and he's going to get a 3-match ban now, and we're going to see Eric Dyer coming in. Now, Eric Dyer actually came in tonight, and he actually played pretty well, I thought, when he came on. But to lose Romero and Van de Ven now is just, it's going to be so hard, and it's just such a sickener tonight, guys. It really is. It's going to, it's everything about this season has gone so well for us. Everything's been so positive. Everything's landed on our plate, and it had to be against Chelsea of all teams, didn't it, for things to completely unravel in the worst possible way. The Van de Ven injury, I think that was at 1-1. He's running back basically towards the goal. Everything looked fine. He, had the pace coming in, covering, but then just completely pulled up at the last minute. And he just looks in really, really bad pain. And I'm really, really worried now, guys, to be quite honest with you. I really am. I just wasn't expecting it. I don't think anyone was, were they? Especially after going 1 up. It just looked like it was going to be another great night for us. But then with Maddison as well, also going off as well, which didn't look as bad, but I think he was probably already carrying a knock coming into the game. So yeah, Maddison went off. Come out of the second half, obviously he's already made a couple of changes with bringing on Højbjerg. Emerson Royale came on. I feel like he did shuffle the pack quite a lot tonight. Obviously Dyer came on when Romero got sent off. And we saw Bentancur as well, didn't we? Well, the first player who was sacrificed was actually Brennan Johnson, which was a real shame because I thought he started the game off really well. But yeah, coming into the second half, what was it, about 10 minutes into the second half, and a doggy got himself sent off. And then you're just thinking to yourself, how on earth, what on earth is going on? I don't think, I've never seen a game like that in my life. Down to 9 men, the high line that we continue to play in that game as well. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, it was actually pretty effective, because I know what Ange tries to do. He tries to squeeze the play and pick up the ball high up the pitch, but it's such a risky game to play. And Chelsea were just literally, the whole game plan throughout the game really was basically just to try and get players running in behind us, and it worked quite a few times, didn't it? Pretty much for all of their goals. But yeah, second half, obviously, I think they had to wait, didn't they, until about 75 minutes though for Jackson to score his first. So yeah, that was 2-1, and that was a sickener. But then but I've got to say though, and let me know in the comments as well, how proud of you are you of the players' response and the battling attitude that they showed when we were down to 9 men? Because I for sure were, and I think that a lot of the Spurs fans were as well. There was a lot of cheering in that second half, driving the team on. I was loving the team spirit, the fist pumps by with Porro and Dyer and Højbjerg as well, with the goal line clearance from Jackson. I think that was like a couple of minutes into the second half with Højbjerg's clearance over the bar. Despite the fact this is a really gutting defeat, guys, losing especially to Chelsea 4-1, but I feel like we can definitely take away stuff from this game. As crazy as that sounds, we can take away the fact that we've really battled well in that game. We've shown an immense amount of team spirit. And at 2-1, we've actually, Eric Dyer has planted in a volley from the edge of the area after a flick on, and it's just so unlucky that he's just marginally offside, because that was a brilliant finish by Dyer. And then shortly after that, Son bursting through, and he had that shot from just inside the area, and I'm just thinking, Sonny, Sonny, we've seen him score from that position so many times, but just didn't get it in the corner enough, and then Chelsea just picked us off with 2 late goals. It's a tough one to take, guys. It's a tough one to take. Everything about this season has just been so magical so far. I don't. I've just been so. It's just been so brilliant, isn't it, to be a Tottenham fan, and to enjoy it as it has been this season. But the thing is, the defeat was always going to come at some point. Okay, I didn't think it was going to happen tonight. But it's just everything else that's happened as well. The injuries, the red cards. A doggy and Romero now are looking. Well, Romero's looking at a 3-match ban straight off. A doggy for 2 yellows. That's at least 1 or 2. So they're not going to be available probably for Wolves. But then also Van de Ven is injured, and also Maddison is probably going to be injured for that game as well. So this is it's a real worry, with the Wolves match coming around on Saturday lunchtime. Who on earth is it? I'm really scratching my head now, guys, to think about who's going to come in. I mean, probably the likely candidates is probably going to be Emerson and Dyer to play in a defence with Porro and so well you're looking at Porro at right back, aren't you, for Wolves with Dyer and Emerson, and then at left back. Sorry guys, I've completely lost my train of thought. Let me know what sort of patched up defence we can send up to Wolves. But it's the creativity in midfield. If we've lost Madison now, even for a couple of weeks, that really is a blow. You know, that's going to be hard. But look, we put it down as a terrible night, guys. It's been a really difficult night for us. But we can hold our heads high for the battling team spirit that we showed and the effort and the commitment. And I haven't heard Ange's press match conference yet, but I really hope that he echoes those sentiments and thoughts as well, and doesn't do an Arteta and just throw his toys out the pram and start crying, like he did. I thought that was just so untasteful, his comments. So look, guys, it's unfortunately it's our first defeat of the season. We've dropped to second, but there's still so much to be pleased about. And I just love the fact that the fans were still cheering us on at the end and clapping us off the pitch and singing the songs and everything. They recognised the effort that the players had shown in that game. So look, we move on. Okay, we've got two really tough games coming up now against Wolves and Villa. This is a really important time for the team, but it's going to show a real test of our character as well, to see how can this team respond after a defeat. How can we respond after losing the spine of the team pretty much. That's really the difficult thing to say here, but the reality is that we're going to be going up to Wolves without Romero, Van der Ven, Madison, and Udogie. And it's really worrying. Because these four players have probably been, along with Son, our standout players of the season, and probably Vicario. I mean, they've all been great, but take those four players out, and I'm really worried now, for the next few games. And, let's just hope that the team can pull together and we can see some of the players coming in, like Højbjerg, Dyer, Emerson. We've got to see a different side to these players. But these are the players that have been letting us down, unfortunately, for the last few years, pretty much the last 3 or 4 years. So, this difficult. It's really difficult because we're going to have to be playing and relying on these guys now. And we said, didn't we? We said last season, no more chances for the likes of Emerson, well, not Emerson, but Højbjerg, Ben Davis, and Skippy. But the reality is we haven't got anyone else to turn to now. So these boys, they've got to show something. They've got to step up. It's going to be a really tough match now at Wolves. Really tough match. If we can somehow get a win in that game by hook or by crook, we'll take it. An ugly 1-0 win would be perfect for me, to be honest. But guys, I'm going to sign off now. It's been a really difficult night. It was a hard watch, especially seeing Chelsea pull away at the end there. But keep the faith. I've really enjoyed doing these videos this season and seeing the team play in a different way. Been really proud to be a Tottenham fan, and it won't stop after a one defeat tonight. We trust in Ange. He'll get us going again, I'm sure, guys. Keep safe, keep well, have a great week. The preview for Wolves will be out probably Thursday or Friday this week. Let's keep going. Let's respond with a good performance and victory up at the Molineux, up at the weekend. Have a good rest of the week, guys. Come on, you Spurs.